I'm Richard from EnvisionSelfHealing.com. And in this blog, I'm going to be talking about a good mindset to have when you get rid of your glasses. It sounds all rosy to be, oh, I'm getting rid of my glasses, but our experience with clients and, well, it's been so long since I got rid of my glasses, I don't remember this that much. But people tend to panic when they get rid of their glasses. They're used to seeing the world sharp, in a certain way sharp. And then when they take the glasses off, they feel a little out of control of their environment. And people then will panic and just give up on the idea of improving their vision naturally and go back to the glasses. So a good mindset is to realize two things. First of all, that glasses are an artificial way of looking at the world, and you shouldn't expect the world to look that way without your glasses, and it's not a natural way to see anyway. Number two, you really need to relax into the blur. That the more you strain and resist the blur, the worse your vision is going to be. So, let me explain the first part. I recently went out and got glasses. My goal is to learn to drive down the road a ways. And I thought, well, when I get my driver's license, I'm sure I'm going to have a pair of glasses on my eyes to give me the most acuity, both to get the license and then probably to be the safest on the road. So I went to a man in San Francisco who works with people like me who want to improve their vision. So he will prescribe lenses that are weaker than you actually need. He measures your prescription and then takes half a diopter off each myopia and astigmatism in my case. So these glasses are corrected, a little less than they could be. And the interesting thing when I got them is I put them on, and things are a little sharper for sure, but I'm so used to seeing more naturally that this is disturbing to me. Whereas most clients, when they take their glasses off, it's disturbing to them. And the reason I guess it's disturbing to me is the artificial nature of wearing glasses, the artificial quality that vision has with glasses on. And I'll have to explain why anatomically. So this is the eye with the cornea on the outside, the pupil inside that, which lets the light through to the lens, which is here. And the lens projects the light back onto the back of the retina. Now, the retina is made up of photoreceptor cells, and blood vessels and neurons. And the peripheral ones are called rods. The photoreceptors around the periphery are called rods. The ones in the central vision are called cones. There's a spot where called the macula, where most of the cones are, and then it's a yellow spot at the back of the retina because it has a yellow pigmented kind of sunglasses, essentially, that filter out blue and ultraviolet light to protect the macula. So within this yellow spot called the macula, there's a pit called the fovea. And the fovea has the highest concentration of cones. There's no rods at all there. And the pit, it's a lot of the stuff that's on the rest of the retina has been cleared away to give a clear shot at these cones for the light. So it's this very, very small spot called the fovea, highest concentration of cones. The cones are the things that we use to create sharp, fine detail. The rods basically see in a much blurrier way. They're more oriented to movement and night vision, things like that. And they're not sharp. So only the fovea is sharp, only the cones can do sharp vision. They can actually only do, the color vision is all there too. The rods have no color vision actually. So, we're actually seeing sharply with the fovea. So it's a very small point. The way we create a sharp world using this very small point is we move the eye around. We use the muscles, these extraocular muscles, in very quick, what are called saccadic movements. And they can be as many as 70, 80, even 100 times a second the eye is moving. And that's its natural way of seeing, is to move the fovea around very rapidly. So you see something, I mean, you're seeing like as I look at my hand, the eye is meant to move around to create the sharp image of my hand. The hand is not meant to be sharp just by staring at it with my entire vision. It's a hard concept to get across to people sometimes, because they think that the world is all sharp when they look at it. And in reality, they're seeing one little point sharp, and the rest of the world around it is not sharp. I've explained this several times to people, and they're just blown away that that's not what they're seeing. Anyway, so that's the natural state of the eye, is to be able to move around and create a sharp mental image of what you're seeing, but actually physically only seeing a very small area sharp at any one moment, or even millisecond. So, and the way to remember this maybe is to, when you think of someone like a child or someone with very good vision, and you notice how they use their eyes, there'll be what's called the sparkle in their eyes. Their eyes are constantly moving around. Their eyes are dancing or moving, constantly fluidly moving. There's no restriction. They're not staring at things. So that's the natural use of the eye. So now we get back to the glasses, and the glasses essentially try and create foveal vision through the entire field of view. Well, not the entire field of view. That's another problem. You put the glasses on, there's all this periphery here that now is not corrected. So now I've got, then in some ways my brain is ignoring this periphery, so that's another problem with glasses. So, when you take your glasses off, you're actually getting back to a natural way of seeing, and you have to give up on the idea that everything's going to be sharp all at once. Because if you do that, well, you're going to be staring. You're going to be going away from the natural way that the eye is meant to move around constantly. And that's what glasses do too. They encourage staring to a certain degree. Since everything's sharp, you just sort of stare at stuff. Like, you don't move it around. It's just staring. And that creates tension. Staring creates tension, which lessens your vision. And, and the other problem with glasses is that your eyes are constantly changing in acuity, depending upon stress again. So I think people know this, that when they get tired, they see less well. So if your eyes are constantly changing, going up and down in refractive error and stress causing you to see blurrier at one moment versus another, when you go to the doctor's office, the optometrist, and get prescribed a pair of glasses, he's prescribing it for that moment in time where you were. And maybe you were under stress that day, maybe the test itself is giving you stress. So now your eyes have been corrected to that moment where they were at that moment. And the glasses simply fixate you at that moment. In order for you to see clearly through them, your eyes have to revert back to whatever that moment was when you got the prescription. And it takes away variability of the eyes. So, yeah, so your eyes are kind of fixated at that point. And it takes away, the natural, essentially there's a natural movement of the eyes across your seeing, and there's a natural change in your eyes and your acuity based upon your mood, your tension that you're going through at that moment. Glasses take away both of those movements. They sort of fixate your eyes and encourages staring. So, that's the problem. It feels hard to take off the glasses and deal with the blurry world, but it will be so beneficial in terms of bringing movement back to your eyes and changeability back to your eyes. So you should just expect in some ways to have blurrier moments and clearer moments. That's another aspect. Don't expect your eyes to be fixedly clear all the time. And just appreciate, I'm seeing a little better now, a little worse now. The other problem that comes with the vision improvement is vision improves in little flashes. So you'll actually get flashes of clear vision first before it stabilizes into more clear vision. So another people get frustrated with that as well. But just, basically relax and let those flashes build, and flashes of clear vision build up into it, and to eventually you have clearer vision overall. Well, more for a sustained period anyway. Okay, so the last part is this idea of relaxing into the blur. That an essential, if you're going to be tensing up when you take off your glasses, you're going to strain and you're going to see worse. So the blur is going to get even worse. So as hard as it is, you need to relax into seeing whatever it is you can see, appreciating whatever level of clarity you have and whatever level of detail you can see. For me, this is an interesting, I'm a photographer as well, and for years and years and years I was trying to create very sharp images, a la the Ansel Adams nature sharp image thing. And in the last 5 years or so, I started to explore blur. Wasn't really connected with vision improvement, but now I think about it, it may be. And I ended up photographing in a style that's extremely blurry now. And it took away the tension around focusing my camera. It's very similar to what I've just been referring to, that I could relax into blur and then not having to focus my camera, which is always a huge strain on me. And I was always worried that it wouldn't be sharp to other people. When the photograph was finished, it wouldn't be sharp enough for other people's vision. So in some ways I relaxed my art form into the vision that is there for me already, that I don't have to strain at. So I thought I'd show you a few of my pieces just to give you a sort of an artistic metaphor of what I'm talking about in terms of relaxing into the blur. So here we go. Yeah, so this was a photograph I shot in France, and you'll see how blurry it is. I did that with a technique called a zone plate. And see, I printed it on fabric, so it's even more sort of ethereal and diffuse. So that's one of those, and there's another one here. I started printing on fabric and letting them go really blurry and grainy. So let me move out the apartment here. Yeah, so this was in New York, and I actually didn't even know how this image was going to come out. I sort of let go of the control of the image, followed this cab around a corner, and just fired the shutter. So again, not letting go of the need to know so much, need to be so clear. Another image in New York. So, let's go over here. Oh yeah, photographed this while I was on a meditation retreat in Berkeley at a meditation garden. So that's my take on a good mindset to have when you get rid of your glasses. You need to realize that natural vision is sharp only in one point, and you're moving your eye, you're dancing your eye around. It's actually going to be a much more lively way of seeing the world. And the second part being embracing your blur, embracing whatever level of seeing you can see. So good luck with getting rid of your glasses. The other thing I wanted to mention was to go to our website and download the ebook called A Modern Day Guide for Improving Vision. And that'll give you a lot of tips on other ways your eyes work anatomically that are more natural and more healthy. So one of what I mentioned today is the movement of the eyes and looking at details in small areas. That's a natural way your eye works. This book also, the ebook also goes through blinking and many other natural functions of the eye that we've moved away from in our modern life. So get rid of the glasses and start using your eyes the way they were naturally designed to be used, which you'll find all of that in that ebook, A Modern Day Guide for Improving Eyesight. So take what you can from this and get rid of your glasses and enjoy and see for yourself.